Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, bringing you weekly videos about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And this video is about being psychic and what it's like in everyday life. Now, I've been doing this for about 10 years now, and I learned how to be psychic. And I noticed from people in my general environment, like in my world, as well as some of the comments that I've received from videos I've made, a lot of people don't think it's possible. They're like, no, that's impossible. You can't do it. It can't be done. It's like, well, how do you know that unless you try? Like this is a very harsh word, but to say that is ignorant, because without trying or figuring out if you're able to do it yourself, how can you say that it's not possible? It's just baffles me. However, I didn't know it was possible way back when. And when I sit down to do a reading with somebody, I absolutely take a lot of time. I meditate a great deal, and I shift my energy and my vibration in order to be able to be of the best possible service to that person. So I turn down my analytical mind and the brain chatter. I raise my consciousness deliberately to a very, very high state that I probably couldn't be walking around in everyday life, because to be honest with you, when I do this, a part of my energy is not in my body. Like, I go up to a different level that enables me to channel energy and to be more effective. That's my way that I do it. Now, people who are born psychic and naturally gifted, their experience might be different. They might be getting psychic information from here and there all the time. I'm sure you've heard of the late, great Sylvia Browne, who worked with her spirit guide Francine. Now, she was so lucky because it was like Francine was this little person sitting on her shoulder just telling her everything she needed to know. So wherever she would go, let's say she would meet like this guy Mike, and Francine is like, don't trust him. And she's like, okay, I'm not gonna trust him because Francine said so. You know what I mean? Like, she would know things. And maybe some people who are, again, born with this and keep it open throughout their lives have a different experience. But from my point of view, as someone who learned how to activate it, when I'm going around my everyday life, I'm not reading people. I'm not trying to be psychic. I'm just regular me. And yes, sometimes I'll get insights and hits and things that just come through, but I'm not deliberately trying to read everything in my environment, because it would be, to me, too overwhelming to have all of this extra sensory information coming in when I'm just trying to be regular. And does that mean that I make mistakes? Absolutely. The thing that people might not understand about being psychic is it doesn't mean that you don't do the wrong thing or make a choice that may not be the best choice at that point in time. If that makes sense. We don't know everything, and being able to be psychic doesn't mean that you're not going to avoid problems or avoid situations and circumstances that would enable you to grow. It's not like this little get out of jail free card that means that life's going to be a breeze for you because you know everything. So that's how it works in everyday life. You can definitely get a vibe off of people and situations. Like, I absolutely, and I'm sure you do too, whether or not you've gone into this full-on psychic development training program or you've worked on activating your psychic abilities. But if I go to a bad place, like, I need to leave. If someone's really evil, I'll get a bad vibe. But that's more like a natural instinct. So that's how that all works. I just wanted to talk about this and clarify the fact that you're not being psychic all the time. And I'm going to make a video about this coming up. One of the things that can happen if you're too open, You open up your clairaudience, your clairvoyance, your crown chakra. You're just picking up everything. You're channeling energy. Is you can fry yourself. You can burn out, and you can get information like you don't want to know. Useless information too that you don't need. You don't need to know what this person's thinking because A, it's none of your business, and B, that's a huge invasion of privacy to pick someone's brain or read their mind. Like, oh, how rude is that? Like, without their permission. It's super uncool. So that's my little piece on this whole thing. If you're interested in learning about psychic development, first of all, check out krishanti.com because I've got all kinds of tools for you there. Secondly, if you are psychic or you've learned how to be psychic, let us know what it's like for you in everyday life. Like, how are you experiencing things and how do you work with that extra skill set that you have? So I think that sums it all up. I really thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.